Hello everyone, my name is Xanmoas, and we're back with Genshin Impact. As we last left off, we solved the mystery of the disappearing woman by a serial killer, and he got his soul taken. Yeah, that happened. So, today, we're gonna be, doing Lyney's story. As you can see here. I already activated it, and put it on navigation. And assuming I can get this done fast, maybe, probably not, we could do the event and explore Fontaine some more. Because I still got some waypoints I need to get. I guess it's also side quest, but maybe that can be left for next time. So yeah.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
Let's get started. Now this quest is supposed to be down here, and apparently so is a daily. Might be able to do both.
Hey, isn't that Charlotte?
Don't scare me like that, Paimon.
We're always running into her. What's she doing this time? Oh, looks like street interviews.
I thought I was gonna fall.
Feeling that we might be in for an interesting time if we go check it out. Shall we? Take a guess.
Alright.
I see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Phantom Weasel? Of course it's the Weasels.
Absolutely, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double. Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't be is boring.
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this one.
I thought it was just Renee's story, not hers.
Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next? Huh? Hey, what a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here.
Hello, Charlotte.
Perfect timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
I have no idea.
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this one. Could you clue us in?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Yes, this case is from a decade ago. I guess you wouldn't know about it. Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because I'm a professional. The story goes like this. 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel, nobody knew his true identity, and the authorities never managed to catch him.
Wow, cool! He sounds like one of those mysterious night burglars that you read about in novels.
Or the Tooth Fairy that Paimon might be able to pull off.
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. Our Weasel targeted whatever people held dear, and no one was safe from his predations. He would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday.
Sounds like an absolute asshole.
I know. The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor, but this guy did not discriminate. Unsurprisingly, this didn't work wonders for his public reputation. Every man and his dog wanted to see him behind bars.
Yeesh. So, did they catch him?
Not exactly. There's a good chance that the Weasel would still be at large to this day if it hadn't been for an accident 10 years ago. A magician named Caesar fell to his death in a botched high-altitude escape performance. When the police went through his personal effects, they found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And that was how the Phantom Weasel's identity was revealed to all.
Okay, so he's a possible magician.
Sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued one of his warning letters and pasted it on the gate of the Opera Epiclese for all to see. I had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
I can't read any of that.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote. 3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from from you that which you hold most dear at the Opera House, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration of criminal intent. After years of laying low, the Phantom Weasel is back with a vengeance. What once seemed like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again. But why has he reemerged now, and what does he want? I sense an epic scoop, and I'm going for it.
Uh-oh. If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted?
He might steal all your favorite snacks. He might try to nab you, little Paimon. Yeah, why not?
Aww. But Paimon doesn't want to get kidnapped. Well, he'd have to go through you first. You would stop him, right?
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are very concerned about the Phantom Weasel's reappearance. Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter, my interview notes. Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something is missing, though. Something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the Weasel. Is that who I think it is?
Lyney!
Looks like he's performing some magic. Let's just go, is what the traveler would say, because he's still mad at him.
Magic. Magician. Caesar! The Phantom Weasel! That's it! Let's go interview Lyney! You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too! And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have an air of mystery about them. Perhaps there's a connection there.
What are you gonna say, he was his father or something? But you're kind of stretching it.
Are you serious? What sort of a deduction is that?
Oh, relax! My journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is beckoning. Let's go! No time for delay!
Now, Shao, are you gonna be a hangout event later? Or are you gonna be sub-story? Or character story, I should say.
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Oh, it's simple. Come closer and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's minds.
Bullshit.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
That's bullshit. The only mind reader I know is... Why did her name escape me? Nahida? Yeah, Nahida.
Aww.
And now you're getting a little flustered. You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all. But the more you try to hide a secret, the easier it'll come out. You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play. Now, that's not a good habit.
What the heck was that weasel noise you just made?
You can tell? Oh boy, you really can read my mind.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of my performance. You should really be heading home. Remember to apologize to your family, all right? They must be worried about you.
All right, got it. Bye, Mr. Magician.
Hey, Lyney?
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me? What's the situation?
Well, why don't you guess, Mr. Telepathic?
Yeah, you're not Nahida.
Oh, please. You didn't believe that spiel, did you? The power of telepathy is quite beyond me.
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were right on the money.
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess based on his micro-expressions. That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here without his parents, and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me. You guys, on the other hand... Let me guess. Don't tell me you're here for the Phantom Weasel, are you?
Yeah, you weasel.
Wow, got it in one! your trickery at work.
Wait, really? No trickery this time. It was pure luck. His warning letter's been the talk of the town, so I figured that maybe you were asking around about that.
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news about the Phantom Weasel. So, Lyney, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's reappearance?
To be honest, it makes me angry.
Angry? Why?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House. That's the night I'll be performing there.
Oh god, better not be another murder.
Huh. What are the chances? Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you, do you?
Well, if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct challenge to me personally. And if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for me. The mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So once the contents of that letter get out, barely anyone will be showing up to watch my show. But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day. This leaves me with only one choice. I have to expose the Phantom Weasel's identity before the show begins.
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel between a famous magician and an infamous thief? Wow, this has exclusive written all over it.
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel is a notorious crook, infamous for his inscrutable methods.
You're being far too modest, Lyney. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable than those of a thief.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say, I don't care much for the comparison. A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's an important difference that these people overlook. Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower, just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
Well, even my character's shocked.
It's gone!
Where did it go?
That's the question. Where did it go? Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your clothes, there might be a surprise in there somewhere.
A surprise? Let me see!
I'm dead. Huh? You shot me.
It's right there! But how? You haven't moved this whole time!
And he missed a perfect circle there.
What an outstanding trick! Sorry, Lyney, it seems that my previous praise was woefully inadequate. Clearly, magic is the superior art form to theft.
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions you might have about magicians. Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality. It can be quite frustrating.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters. But you used a Lumidu spell, which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper meaning behind this choice?
Impressive knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. I'm just in the habit of using Lumidu spells in my magic. It sounds like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time. But it'll have to wait until this Phantom Weasel business is behind us.
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, am looking forward to the final showdown between you and the thief. Please feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time, but let's hope the Phantom Weasel is caught by then. If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got no time to lose if I want to write that exclusive piece. I'll see you all later.
Bye, Charlotte.
So, Lyney, are you gonna tell us how you did that flower trick now?
I'm afraid that's my little secret.
Aww. Well, magicians are entitled to their secrets. But Paimon's really itching to know how it's done. You feel it too, right? So itchy!
The Phantom Weasel, you sure you'll be able to handle him?
Not so itchy then, huh? Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary magician's assistant and help me investigate?
No. I see what happened to your last assistant.
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds fun! Assistants are technically magicians too! Also, it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out how that darn trick is done! Shall we go for it?
Well, happy with your investigation. What's your plan? I guess the traveler is no longer angry.
Excellent. Thank you for putting your trust in moi. The first thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the Weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal. But if he wasn't the Weasel? Well, that'll make things more interesting. It would mean that the Weasel lives, and he's been laying low all this time in some corner of Fontaine.
Or in the
And
sewers.
if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start. Word is that she visits the cemetery often, so I asked Lynette to wait for her there. We should make a move. Let's go and rendezvous with Lynette.
Alright, let's go meet his sister. But first... Eh, where'd it go? What bad luck. I won't be able to write another copy either. Did you lose something? Well, I do hope that it was only lost. I do consider myself an optimist after all. Is that what you call optimism? Is losing things a good thing? No, it might be when the thing you're looking for is the office semi-annual expense ledger. This needed to go to Miss Kaiser sometime soon, but I suddenly discovered that the ledger was missing 5 pages. These 5 pages are from separate months and contained a great number of expenses. It was only in the final review that I noticed they were gone. If I had not accidentally misplaced them and instead never done them at all, then how did the final amount of our official expenses came out? I didn't think about it. If I really did forget to write them, Miss Cadme will almost suddenly force me to dig up the ledgers from the last decade and make me check them again. That sounds pretty serious. That's because it is. If the documents were not written or lost, that means that quite a few officers will have funding issues next month. Well, what a luck. I only remember pulling an old knight writing the ledger and bringing it to the palace today. When I reached this spot, I was startled by a large flock of seagulls and my hands loosened for a moment. I might really have lost the documents during this time. Let's search together. You'll be willing to help? Wonderful. Let's follow this road first then. The data involved is not top secret or anything, so don't worry about accidentally seeing something when picking up the sheets. Ah yes, I also met Officer Urain at the time. She even chased the seagulls away from me. You can ask her if she saw the ledger. This is some daily. Miss Adelsa, is there something I can help you with? Officer Murain, I have a question for you. Do you remember the stack of accounts I brought to the office this morning? I remember that. You were attacked by a flock of violet gold angler gulls as well, right? Yes, that's right. One of those annoying gulls flew away. I hurried over to my office. Do you recall if I left any sheets on the ground when I ran off? I can't remember. I was also busy with other work at the time. If you need them urgently, we can reenact your path to the office. Yeah, could you really? I don't want to ask too much of you. We're just looking for things. It's a much easier task than work at the Palace Memonia, that's for sure. I do recall that you had tied the documents you were carrying together into sacks, is that correct? That's right, we need to be quite precise with our reports for cost reviews after all. You got a good eye, huh? Everything has to be listed, from large tasks like getting artisans to maintain the outer wall of the palace, to small ones like changing the locks on the desk. That's how every month's expenses came up to a thick bundle that need rope to tie together. In short, there's no way that a single sheet might have flown off by itself. Even though you have lost documents, you would have lost them stack by stack. It hasn't been that long since you got to the office, so let's start off now. This is where I was attacked by skulls. Those things are bad luck, I swear. If only I can free were clutching the documents. Thank goodness you're on the hand. It doesn't look like there's any documents here. Let's get going. No, I'm not gonna talk. This is too fast. No, dailies aren't usually like this. This is oddly cinematic. Ah, these are documents I need. Oh, thank the Archon Doll here. Why are you doing accounts at the cafe? Well, I need lots of coffee to make sure I'm counting it alright. This is the expenses of the offices within the palace. Mind you, counting it up is supposed to be up 5 people's work. But apart from me, everyone in the office is often being borrowed by some other office sent out on work, or is busy with some visitation. So when it came time to count expenses, it was just me doing it. I haven't slept in days. Not only did expenses need counting up, but even the settling of the bills got left to me. My vision is practically swimming over here. Regardless, it's good that you found those accounts. If you allow me, Miss Isadora, I will accompany you back to the palace. Thank you, Officer Moraine. I swear, you and the Traveler are the only 2 good souls I met these last few months. Everyone else has been yelling at me or pushing me to work. No, I need to stop complaining. I need to go back, or Miss Kaiser going to yell at me again. Yeah, that was oddly cinematic. Normally you don't get cutscenes like that in a daily. Alright. To the graveyard. Which is... apparently no longer on my notification. There we go. And another daily nearby. Actually, take the shortcut. A lot of people here. Why is the cemetery so far off from the city?
You took your time.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
That's not true. He was entertaining a bunch of people.
It's been a while, Lynette. We're working as Lyney's temporary assistants in the investigation of the Phantom Weasel.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So, what's the situation? Have you seen Gemma?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Maybe it was bad intel. Well, we won't get anywhere by standing around waiting. Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around.
I'll wait for you here and see if Gemma shows up.
Okay. Start with you two.
A lot of people here today, huh? When did this cemetery get so popular?
Same thoughts here. What's going on?
That was fast.
Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Gemma?
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiance? Sure I do. What's this about?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away? Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so No one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. He doesn't deserve someone like her. Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his grave by now. I wonder if she's okay. Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid. You might have more luck asking some other people.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of this with us. We'll keep asking around.
You're welcome. I just hope she'll be able to move on one day.
With you, perhaps? Alright.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
Why are you two gossiping in a cemetery?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. I can never tell what's true and what isn't. But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this weasel's the real deal and Caesar was framed?
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar I knew was a good guy. He gave balloons to children on the street, for Pete's sake. What, are we supposed to believe that he was a balloon thief or something? Give me a break.
Oh, please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced the news? You were all, "Oh, that gosh darn lousy son of a, you think you know a guy," or words to that effect.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Sorry to interrupt.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street. He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside. I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off. Really incredible stuff.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes, he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear in his next show.
Well, that sounds suspicious.
Huh. He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything from anyone.
Whatever the case, now that the weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more. I bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace after all this time. No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one to ask.
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon, or does it look like something's wrong? Wait, it looks like she's injured. Come on, let's see if she's okay. Hi there. You're Gemma, right?
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid, we mean no harm. It looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern, but you didn't answer my question. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
My name is Lyney, and this is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom Weasel.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Caesar was falsely accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd love to hear what you think about all this. I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all we can to keep you safe.
I never believed that he was the weasel.
Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so going back 10 years, do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident? Did Caesar have a falling out with anyone, for instance?
No, Not that I know of.
Got it. All right. Sorry for disturbing you.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
So you're not, you detected something? Maybe a lie?
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
I thought it was the hand that was fishy.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
Perhaps she simply doesn't trust us.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd be wary around us. In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.
Sure. While I'm here, I may as well do the daily and open up some chests around here.
Go!
Don't touch me!
Yeah, leave Collie alone.
Go! Go!
Oh crap, he's got homing missiles. Bad ones, but still. Ow, you missed. Oh crap.
I'll keep this close.
Okay. Let's get the raid point here while I'm here. Maybe this will take me to it. Thank you. Chest over there. And I saw these two over here. Oh, missed one. Head back up. A hydro. Boy on top of the mountain. Ah, dang it, it's taking me away. Interesting gimmick you got here. Wait, no, go back, go back. Got it. That was a bit awkward.
Is this an answer from this world?
Alright, so the hydro thing was up here. Why isn't it popping up now? Unless it was underneath. Humans should break free from the shackles of the earth and soar to the skies. Don't you think so too? You are? Anton Roger is his name, and Clockwork Engineering is the game. My specialty? The eternal dream of humanity, flight. Now you might be curious, and rightly so, as to how this might be different from Edwin Eastinghouse's research, in which case let me explain. I generate propulsion using energy converted from the annihilation reaction between Pneuma and Eliza, which powers my aircraft's movement. What do you think? If you'd like to give it a try, hop aboard the Anton Rogers aircraft and activate it using the annihilation reaction. It will move along the designated path, accident-free and travel guarantee. Is it really safe? Absolutely, positively, according to my calculations and simulation experiments, that is.
Humanity doesn't have to be land-bound.
Alright, why not?
Water jet!
You have a spare... Oh, there it is. Damn it. Need a wind user up there. Okay, seems safe enough. Wait, what? Are you kidding me? You gotta solve puzzles to keep the airship flying? How the heck do I get back? No, seriously, how the heck do I get back? You built a death trap. How dare you put me on here? Taking me up to the mountain? Oh, there it is. I could do that at the same time. Okay.
Is this an answer from this world?
Alright, party set up. I need a wind user. Oh, your son, you'll do. Oh, that's it? Okay.
Humanity doesn't have to be land-bound.
Okay, don't need to talk to him again. Go back to the first party. This one popped up again, which means it has to be underground. That or hidden in a tree, I guess. Is that like a cave or something? Yeah, has to be there. Wait, is he boss with the easel? Xanmoas, don't you think this puzzle is a little strange? I mean, it's fine as long as we give us a treasure chest. Not wrong, but Paimon has so many questions. Who placed these items, and why are they placed here? Sometimes the more you think about it, the worse it makes you feel. Perhaps the mysterious person with an equally mysterious agenda is behind us. Paimon knows what you're just knows when you're just making things up. Paimon got it. These puzzles in the wild are actually set up by the Adventurers Guild. The aim is to train the guild's rookie adventurers. After all, places like ruins and dungeons are very dangerous. Most puzzles in the wild are safer compared to those deadly devices. As for the strange puzzle, a rookie adventurer from the Adventurers Guild must have set it up. This person has no experience, so they end up looking pretty strange. How's that? Makes a lot of sense, right? So, it's a case of rookies training fellow rookies. That can't be helped. No one is born with work experience, so if you must have experience before you can do the job, then no one will be able to work. Amen, Paimon. Yeah, Paimon doesn't mind a strange puzzle if that's the case. How weak! To be kind to others is to be cruel to yourself. Whoa, where did you pop up from, little girl? Little miss, and I'm not nameless little girl. Behold, standing in front of you is the great artist Salsa, who will be the future of Fontaine's art scene. Little miss? Is she referring to Paimon? I don't think I will ever be addressed as little miss. Oh, of course. Look, I'm this much taller than you, although I'm shorter than Mr. next to you. But Mom said that as long as I drink a lot of milk and go to bed on time, I'll definitely grow taller. So I'll be a big sister in a few years' time, and you'll be the younger brother. Yay, big sis Salsa. Xanmoas, not you too. But Salsa, what are you doing here? Oh, is this canvas yours? Yeah, the scenery's really pretty here, so it's a great place to sketch. If it wasn't for those ugly things, I would have completed my painting long ago. Mr. and Flying Little Miss, are you two here to sketch too? Excellent taste. Oh, we forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon's Paimon, not some Flying Little Miss. He is Xanmoas, and we're adventurers traveling around the world. So you guys are members of that evil organization. Oh no, I let my guard down. Evil organization? Didn't little Miss Paimon mention it just now? Those bad guys in green from the evil organization, they stole all these ugly things here and ruined all my beautiful scenery. I didn't realize you two were together with those evil green guys. What am I gonna do now? Didn't Paimon say that? Forget it. Is there anything we can do to help? After all, Xanmoas is a member of the Adventurers Guild. Oh, you're becoming one of the good guys now. That's the right choice. We should work together to defeat the evil organization so our eyes no longer are polluted by ugly things. Paimon doesn't understand. What do we have to do exactly? We can't just charge into the headquarters of the Adventurers Guild, right? Dad said that we have to do things one step at a time, so we should start with what's in front of us. Xanmoas, little Miss Paimon, help me rearrange these ugly things. With great artist Salsa's guidance, This is gonna be a piece of cake, so don't worry. Okay then, we'll listen to you. Someone else, let's give it a try. Look over there. Nature creates its own line work, but the ugly things destroy the natural flow of the landscape, which is why they don't fit in. In order to make those ugly things less unsightly, we'll have to arrange them so they fit into naturally occurring lines. The pattern of the flower bushes in the meadow follows the flow of nature, so we don't want the ugly things to hurt our eyes. We need to arrange them so they, too, will follow the flow. Okay. So also means that we should place the objects that doesn't fit in the trend of the flower bushes. Where would be a suitable spot, though? So the Adventurers Guild did do this. How random. Good, very good. It looks so much better this way. The points, the lines, the planes are all in harmony, with every detail being executed flawlessly. Everything just looks so much more pleasing. Dad was right when he said there's no trash in the world that can't be saved, only resources in the wrong place. Xanmoas and Paimon, thanks to your hard work, our world has taken another step in the right direction. Hee, we didn't do much. Now that Paimon looks at it, everything sure looks better after we rearranged them all. All we did was change things around a little. The sense of disarray from before is completely gone. Paimon thought you were a kid who was full of herself. Paimon didn't expect you to actually know a lot about composition and framing. What? Aren't we buddies who battle against the evil organization together? Such little faith, I'm devastated. It's not that Paimon doesn't believe in your skill, it's just... don't be sad. Oh no. Huh? Why now? I nearly forgot, Mom and Dad are coming home today. They aren't usually at home? Yeah, because Mom and Dad are amazing. Amazing people are always very, very busy. I'm very, very busy now, but I'm nowhere near as amazing. When I become a great artist, I can be as unreasonable as I want, just like Mom and Dad. Huh? What does being amazing have to do with being unreasonable? That's because Mom and Dad always check my homework when they're back, even when I'm finished everything. As long as I'm not sitting at my desk, they'll say, Sasa, oh Sasa, you're slacking off again. What are you gonna do in the future if you play with brushes and paint all day long? Even though I tell them that I won't finish my homework, they will continue nagging. But no matter how unreasonable they are, I can't get a word in because they're too brilliant. So I always pretend to be working really hard when Mom and Dad come home, even when I haven't finished my homework. Then they won't have anything to say. I say unreasonable things, however, like when I become as amazing as my parents, or even better than them. This feels kind of wrong somehow. Yeah, very, very wrong. Oh no, I'm running late. I won't make it if I don't go off now. It was so nice to meet you, Xanmoas and Paimon. Thank you so much for helping. I gotta go home now. Take care. Be careful not to fall. So runs out with a canvas and box of drawing tools. She's like a little whirlwind. Children these days don't have it easy, huh? Thank goodness Paimon doesn't have homework. Paimon, oh Paimon, you're slacking off again. No, Xanmoas, stop. Paimon can't hear you. Okay. Oh, right, the hydro. Like a cave? Or is it like underneath? Yeah, there has to be a cave. Which has to be the railway system. Well, let's quickly go in and have a look. I hope everyone's having a good day today. There it is. Looks like I would have had to take a ride to get it. Just have to climb up. Got it. Guess I'll check that spot out. Oh, you missed.
Water jet!
Wonder what the deal is with this. Like something nearby? Or maybe it's for here. There's one. There's gotta be another one around here somewhere. There it is. Uh-oh.
Just like we rehearsed.
Bombs away! Water jet!
Time to go.
Water jet!
Easy.
The more the merrier. First round's on me.
Guess I'll check this spot out. Yeah, save me. I know I was wrong. Save me. Oh, how did that person over there? Also, why does I smell delicious roast duck? Oh, God.
Water jet!
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You're my saviors. I, Henry, will never forget your kindness. Let's focus on the most important matter. Paimon's curious how you ended up here. Those crabs have been attracted but here by the aroma of roast chicken. Paimon's attracted here by that too. No, that's different. Those crabs were probably choosing between me and the roast chicken as a starter. Just as the thought that they might have chosen a fresh starter gives me chills. That's right, the fresher the better. I'm more curious about why you're buried in the ground. Yeah, do you need help? Naturally. No, I mean no, do not help me out. Okay, we heard you loud and clear. Let's go, Xanmoas. No, wait, please. Huh, what's up? Here's the thing. Please listen to me carefully. This is a brand new beauty fad. You don't need to shout. Paimon sees her. Worry not. I am a perfectly sane person. I am adopting a beauty practice that is scientific and healthy, which is why I buried myself in the moist sands with my own hands. Please leave. Do not block my sunlight. You mean the moonlight? Let's go. Since you're curious, then you'll leave me no choice but to explain the magic of the skincare treatment. The clam worms in the sand can clear the So loud, Xanmoas. What's up with this person? Paimon can't understand his words at all. This is really weird. That's so? What do you think? Let's check the vicinity first. Are you leaving? Yes, we'll look around and come back later. Okay, off you go. Weirdo. Speaking of which, why would there be roast chicken here? Looks like there isn't any... God, the text is fast. Did Harry bury himself with a shovel then? Fontaine's sure have a strange bunch. Yeah, that's impossible. He got paid by someone else. Any other golden lights? There's people here. Looks like a strange machine, and it's broken too. Did you piss off the mafia? Hello. Hey, don't leave Paimon in this awkward silence. Hello. What a beautiful day. What the person over there? What person? I don't know the person you're talking about. We're just taking a walk. Yeah, that's right. We're just taking a walk. A walk taken by us, two totally ordinary people. What a beautiful day, and what a wonderful thing walking is, don't you think? Taking a walk is totally normal, I'm sure you understand. What are you guys even talking about? Did you hear someone calling for help? A man is buried in the ground over there and almost got eaten by crabs. What? Something like that happened where we take walks? On such a beautiful day? If he gets eaten by crabs, that'd be really funny. I mean, a real pity. Jay, we won't let this happen. I mean, we can't let this happen. If we run into something like this during a walk, we will not be bystanders. I mean, what are you guys doing here? Taking a walk. Like we said, taking a walk. You really didn't notice anything weird? No, not at all. Yeah, not at all, except for the two of you interrupting our walk. Taking walks is very personal. We do not like being interrupted. We suggest you find a good place to walk for walks. The fountain that you've seen, for example, is a pretty good place. This is where we take walks. I mean, where we feel the nature. That's why we don't want to be interrupted. Goodbye. Those two are pretty strange. Yeah, he pissed off the mafia. That's why he got buried. Don't doubt me. I buried myself here with my very own hands. This is the latest beauty trend. Xanmoas, any thoughts? How do you even manage to bury yourself like that? Self-proclaimed beauty treatment. Latest beauty fad is very weird attitude, but why did he have to scream and shout then? Shout out so that he can be heard. He shouts so the other people other than us could hear him. Speaking of such people, they are probably... No, that can't be it. Oh. Full of the Walker Duo. Henry is afraid of asking for help because he is scared of the Walker Duo. So the reason why the Walker Duo makes Henry scared is... they buried him. Okay, almost ate Henry's head of the roast chicken. Catching crabs. I see Henry wanted to lure the crabs with the roast chicken. No, bring that back, bring it back. I see Henry tried to bury the roast chicken with his shovel, but ended up getting buried by crabs. Is that how it went? Okay. No, stop that. You keep triggering the conclusion thing when I'm trying to Henry was buried here. They were the ones who buried Henry. I done nothing. This is the latest beauty trend. Where did you? We were taking a walk. Taking walks is a form of exercise. Exercise involves movement. Movement is what brought us here. Did you do this? So what if? Oh, Hunter, I remember now. Take a good look at him. That's the person he told us not to mess with. Right. What are you whispering about? What are you whispering about? Nothing. We're just taking a walk. That's right. We're just taking a walk. If there's nothing else, I want to strangle you two if you keep saying that. Keep walking and walk to other places. Wait, don't you have anything scary to me anymore? The lesson has been learned, if you know what I mean. What lesson? Nothing. I mean, roast chicken is dangerous and invites trouble. See, it's a fallible lesson. Let's go. Roast chicken is deboard. Forget the roast chicken. We should continue our walk. We asked Sonny to treat us with roast chicken next time. Thank you. Thank you so much. I knew you understand. Seems it is exactly like what Xanmoas says. Let's help Henry out. But taking you out is an very exhausting job, so Paimon would take the roast chicken as payment. Alright, fine. It takes a while for you to help Henry out of the sand and take the belt off him. You start enjoying a delicious roast chicken with Paimon. Henry seems as if he was about to drool, but he holds back the desire to have a share to keep his promise and maintain his dignity. However, seeing Henry really trying to look unaffected, Paimon offered to share the roasted chicken with Henry. The chicken is crispy on the outside and gives an irresistible oily aroma. Yum yum. Aroma. Freedom! The sweet taste of freedom. Though not as satisfying as roast chicken is, freedom sure is sweet. So, what does that board that you're holding stand for? Oh, it represents protest, of course. Against what? How do I put this? They're the ones who buried me. They did it to stop me from working hard, which is why I wanted to protest. Wait, why did you want you to stop working hard? Can you keep a secret? Of course, your secrets are safe with Paimon. And yours are safe with me too, but I'm afraid I can't tell. Hey, are you making fun of Paimon? Let's talk about something else then. Okay, what's with the bell you were ringing? Is that a form of protest as well? That I don't know. Before they buried me, they put this bell on me, a deed born of the twisted taste, I wager. And why did they end up buried by them? Because they are terrible, terrible people. They just grabbed me for no reason at all and buried me in the sand. They wanted me dead. No reason at all, huh? Really? Of course, don't you see? I was literally buried in the sand. If they didn't want me dead, why else would they do it? That makes sense. Xanmoas, what do you think? Again? Sorry, I need to take a sip. Broken machine. Probably is. The bell that the walker duo put down Henry's chest before he was buried. Roast chicken. Truly mouth-watering. Henry was buried and he couldn't eat it, though this feels kind of weird. The roast chicken was placed in front of him because of the crabs. Wait, really? Under such circumstances, the barrel prevents the sand from applying pressure to the chest so that Henry would not suffocate. Which is to say, the Walker duo did not want to kill him, so their true intentions was... Listen, they mentioned lesson before leaving. Seems like they wanted to teach Henry a lesson by burying him in the sand and letting him see the roast chicken so he couldn't reach it. But why? As he broke the machine. Judging from the clues from the scene, the reason could only be this. It seems a little bit of a stretch, but okay. Use Wolf's chicken to catch Henry. I would Paimon, she might have fallen for that. Okay, What? So they didn't intend to kill me at all? You guys are really servant, that's why I was the one who broke the machine. Why did you break the machine? Why indeed, because a long time ago, I lived a poor and miserable life. I was really depressed. Then I met a guy who gave me a healthy drink that lifted my spirits. He was really kind to me, so I wanted to pay him back for his kindness. One day I had my chance, he introduced me to some very rich people and asked me to help them. All I did was menial work, such as collecting mechanical parts that belonged to the Fontaine Research Institute. The rich people paid me a pretty sum for those chores. Oh, sounds pretty awesome. Right? This time they asked me to find this strange machine, take out the core, and deliver the core to them. I can both repay my bro and make some money. I gotta give it my all. Those terrible people, perhaps they hated seeing me working hard to change my life for the better. They interfered with my work and warned me against delivering the precision components to my employers. But I wouldn't let them win. I took the job and protested against their behavior. As a result, like you said, I was taught a lesson. Oh, poor you, but this is a job of yours really so well paid? Of course, this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to tell you why I'm protesting. However, since you saved my life, not as much as saving your life, I mean. I also thought that since the two of you were a servant, I might as well tell you the truth. You can see it as a collaboration. Such strange machines have been deployed above ground and underwater. They're easy to spot such machines. They'll produce a peculiar light around them. Handle it for me and bring me the specific cores inside it. There should be 7 in total. After it's done, we'll split the earnings 50-50. Deal? Sounds good. What do these machines do? I'll take 70% of the earnings and 20% must be paid in advance. Fine, but I really can't give it to you in advance. I'm still waiting for everything to be done so I can get paid. But what do these machines do? They destroy the environment. These machines are evil stuff. Destroy how? How am I gonna know? I'm not a member of the Fontaine Research Institute. Anomalies have already occurred, so it has to be hazardous to the environment. Oh, that sounds reasonable. Every time we see any supernatural environment during our adventure, there's bound to be some trouble that we have to deal with. Xanmoas, why do we help Henry? Haha, great. It's so then. Bring me 7 cores. Let's become rich together. This guy sounds full of himself, but whatever. Chest on an island there. And a fisherman. And a hydro core. Need to borrow your power. Hey there. Come on, attack me. Got me out. You suck. God, your range is actually pretty damn low. Oh, who's shooting me? Hey, buried treasure. What the heck? Oh, it's what I use.
To ashes! Wipe out!
Ow, you missed.
Nice. I'm starting to lose count.
Hmm. Wait a minute. Take me further. Where is this taking me? There's another one of those airships there. Hello. Goodbye. So long, suckers. Oh, where's like this boat going? Did it just take me back there again? Oh god. Good work, Collie. So it's taking me to the island anyways. Do, 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 do. Damn it.
Well,
Okay, that was oddly simple. Yeah, I may as well. Get the daily done while I'm at it. And then continue the adventures of Magician Lyney and the mysterious weasel thief. Okay, this is like an archer spot. I was surprised the bomb didn't blow him off.
this is so lucky.
That will. Never one of those hydro monsters. Used to be such friendly monsters. Now you're evil.
Right this on the side.
Easy. And there's another 2 over there. Great. Looks like there's some flowers I can pick.
Eyes on me!
Okay. Crap.
I'll keep this close.
Alright, let's get rid of you.
A reward on the road.
There's some treasure hunters over there. And some mechs. And in the middle there looks like a fighting thing. Go down.
Bombs away!
Jaw's over! Phew.
You guys are nothing to Hu Tao. She's the goddess of funeral powers. And DPS.
I'll keep this
And once I
close.
get her to C1, she'll be unstoppable.
To ashes!
Just like we rehearsed! Go! Go!
You know, much for her. She does tons of DPS for me.
Suffocate! Go! Yeah! Water jet! Done. Suffocate!
You bitch. No one kicks her.
I got carried. Picked the wrong test subject.
Into the ocean you go.
Nice. I'm starting to lose count.
More treasure hunters over there, and a hydro core. And I'll get that waypoint while I'm at it. And then go back to doing the Magician's Quest. What the heck are you? Very large.
Go! Wipe out!
Cross over!
The hunter. The hunted.
It's stupidly huge.
Power that ended Python!
Shooting that key. Help. Nope.
Go!
Got you. Wasn't I just here last stream? Yeah, looks like it. I'll do that archery one and then go to the Magician, I promise.
Glad there weren't any poisonous mushrooms inside.
Sorry I'm late.
Over here.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should be at a cafe right now. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. So, we need a contingency plan.
Like what? Rob her home?
Today, we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former pupil and assistant. When Caesar passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. But Lorenzo was the only one privy to all his magic secrets, and he inherited his craft. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies.
Oh, he sounds like a possible suspect.
I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And if it's no trouble, a couple of autographs would really make their day.
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Oh, you're off to a good start.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy about Lyney stroking his ego.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do than drinking.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to magic. Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target. I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the Weasel and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
Are you trying to tell me that you're the Weasel?
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
Possibility? It's a fact, Lyney. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with you. The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any losses.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me, what exactly are you seeking to do?
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself what really happened 10 years ago.
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you anyway? Look, you of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets. And in any case, dead men don't talk. So if you really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about Caesar and move on.
Uh-oh. This is getting awkward.
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you! I know that big, booming voice anywhere. What's up, my man? Want to grab a drink with me?
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on. You can't be all business all the time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young. You gotta learn how to kick back and relax once in a while.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, hey! Edmondo. He and I are business pals. We worked together a bunch of times. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him. And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, pushing 40, 30, something? Anyway, point is, a lot older than when he first got rejected by the girl he was into. And he's still into, from what I hear.
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again. Do I make myself clear?
God, what an asshole.
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink. All right, I'm gonna leave. Don't work too hard.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lyney, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
What a kind asshole.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion. Any thoughts?
There was something strange about him. If I had to guess, he was the weasel.
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? Why would someone you just met make an offer like that? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this guy's definitely covering something up.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely.
Well, why don't we talk to his drunk friend?
That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him.
Do you sell recipes? Yeah, do you sell recipes? Yes, you do. Hey, Armando. Spill your secrets. You're drunk enough to do that. Oh no, he's going sober. Quick, get it liquor.
You okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out. I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin. Note to self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
So, he was serious about threatening to cut you off? Paimon knew he was a bad egg!
Hey! Keep your voice down. Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people who ask too many questions. Or make an enemy out of him.
What kind of bad things?
Don't even ask. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short. I'm not crossing that line again. And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. I don't know what you said to him, but clearly it touched a nerve. That's not a good sign. You're too young for this. Don't get in over your head. I'm leaving.
Yeah, you go do that. We may have to kill Lorenzo.
And there he goes. What do we do now, Lyney?
Shh. I think we're being watched. Someone was listening in to our whole conversation.
Oh great, it's the Mafia again.
Don't say anything and don't look back. Any altercation in the city will attract the guards. We'd better take this elsewhere. You followed us a long way. Why don't you come out and introduce yourselves?
So you're Lyney. And where's your sister? Ain't she with you today? Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag this out.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister! Who sent you, huh?
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers where you're going. Capiche?
Looks like we can't avoid this fight. Now, I'm not the strongest fighter, so I hope you're ready to back me up.
Don't worry, we got this!
And I get to roleplay him. Wow, I completely missed. Not strong, what the hell?
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
You're an archer and you practically just one-shotted them just then.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it did on the lady.
Come on, let's scram!
Hey, wise guys! We ain't through with you yet!
So they're the ones that hurt the lady.
Oh, they got away! Did you catch what they said just before they left? Something about intimidating someone else. Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic. And they've already done it to someone else, but who?
Could it be Gemma?
You're right. She was injured when we saw her yesterday, and she acted like she had something to hide. Maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth because those guys had threatened her.
Well, if that's the case, she should be more willing to open up to us once she learns that those thugs won't be bothering her anymore. Let's head back to the cafe and see if we can get any information from her.
Alright. So you two are having a fine tea session.
Gemma?
You again. What is it this time?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine. So, you can relax now. We're here to protect you.
What? Why? I didn't tell you anything. Why would they come after you?
Because the Mafia are assholes.
Sounds like they're no strangers to you.
That's putting it mildly. I know them all too well, and I hate them with every fiber of my being. It's been 10 long years, and still every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything stupid. How do I know I can trust you? Do you really think you can get to the bottom of it all? And why are you doing this?
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you this. I will expose the Phantom Weasel's true identity. Because you see, this is a personal matter of the utmost importance. I give you my word. Trust me.
Okay. How can I help you?
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. If possible, I'd like to take a look at them. Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Sonde. But the place was sealed up by the police after his death, and no one's been there since. I also know that the Fleuve Sonde is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around. If you're serious about going there, please be careful.
Understood.
No problem.
Lynette, you stay here and take care of Gemma. Don't let her come to harm.
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
Good for you.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Okay. All right. Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
What are you, a robot?
Whatever you do, please be careful. If anything happens to you because you're investigating Caesar, I'll never be able to forgive myself.
I faced worse, trust me.
With me here, nothing will happen.
Good for you.
Looks like no more
The tea here just keeps getting warmer.
underground? Yes, it is. Oops.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking the entrance. Let's shift them away first.
You have Lyney move the box aside. Looks like no one's been here for a long time.
There we go. It should be just down here.
Okay. Okay.
So this was Caesar's workshop. Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props. Let's head in further. What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
Wow, he's actually stupidly strong.
And voila!
Why is he stupidly strong?
Look, the doll in the box is glowing.
Ah, crap.
There's something written on the
I like a little dove. Dove, I want a robot with cool powers. No, you need your parents' permission to own a pet, but you also need to take good care of it. I bought a fluffy toy dove for you this time. If you're ready to own a pet, I'll make a real dove appear for you next time, Caesar. I want a bucket of fried chicken that never runs out. I like a new bag. No, there is no such thing as fried chicken that never runs out, just as there is no such thing as children who never grow up. Also, eating too much fried food is bad for you. Make sure to pair it with something healthy like a salad, alright? Oh, Caesar's awfully nice. Why didn't he hand those notes? Oh right, he died. Odd looking devices?
These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
Okay, what did I just do? I wish my parents would get back together. I wish for good grades in my next exam. I wish for a little sister to have a normal life free of danger. No, I want you to know that you can always share your troubles with me, children, but some wishes need more than magic to make them come true. They need the power of your hard work. I wish you the best of luck and hope that all your wishes come true. Okay, I think I just opened up a vault. Oh, wait. When do we get to go to your wedding, Uncle Caesar? I want to catch your shows even when I'm grown up, Uncle Caesar. Do you have to go on tour? Can you stay here with us, Uncle Caesar? Oh my, this round of wishes has rather exceeded my expectations. The wedding will be held very soon, and don't worry, you're all invited. The tour has already been scheduled, but I will definitely be back, and you'll always be welcome at my shows if you like magic. Okay, now it's more hunting.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
Lyney, what are you looking at?
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. There's a distinct lack of mystery. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Caesar built this whole place as one big, elaborate magic contraption. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room somewhere. Aha! If I just move this book, then hopefully... and... presto!
A secret passageway! How did you know?
I'm a magician too, and apparently great minds really do think alike. Looks pretty big inside. Let's head in and take a look around.
And loot while we're at it. Oh, more monsters. I'm closer. Oh, that just one-shotted it.
Now disappear! Let's get this show on the road!
Why have you stopped, Lyney? Is there some device in that box?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead. If anyone makes a major discovery, let's rendezvous here.
All right, see you in a bit.
The placement of this device inside. If I remember correctly...
Guess I'm exploring then. Another one. Okay.
Oh, seems like we can't step on the same tile twice. Guess we've got to finish it in one run, huh?
That's gonna be a bit tricky. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. Let's see, we gotta walk in the middle. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Let's think. Maybe the idea is to step on the moving ones and use it. Crap. I think I know what to do now.
Wow! There's a hidden room here! Let's see! Oh, this bookcase is full of Caesar's own notes! He wrote a lot about the principles of magic. Whew. Much too advanced for Paimon. Hey, look! Is that Caesar's diary on the table?
Nice observation.
This book's thick as a brick! Let's take a peek inside it, shall we?
Oh, you. About the wish list.
At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat. As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were pestering me to pull all sorts of things out of the hat. So I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. Well, they took me up on that offer, enthusiastically. As I write this, I've only just got back from running around all over town, buying the things they wanted. Boy, are my legs sore. I wound up saving very little this month, but that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. How am I going to hide all these things inside my hat?
Well, you caused the trouble.
2 children came to talk to me after today's show. I don't know why they were out on their own. They looked much too young to be unsupervised. I do hope they got home safely.
Anything on that.
Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. It's not uncommon for children to ask this, of course, but I've never seen any of them as serious about it as these 2. I told them that learning magic is very hard work, but that didn't faze them at all. It's like they already knew. They seemed so committed. I couldn't turn them down.
Lorenzo's issues.
It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately, but he won't open up to me about it. Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those 2 children. I'll have to talk him around. I have a good feeling about those kids. They're naturally talented, and it seems like they're not new to the world of magic. They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing is helping them develop a more professional standard training plan. They wanted to call me Master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I have. They're the geniuses here. Compared to them, I don't deserve to be called any sort of Master.
That's gotta hurt pride, that's for sure.
With time, I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. My only concern is why they're so mature for their age. I fear they've had to grow up too fast. I don't dare to imagine what they must have been through. Gemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are too piercing. They don't bother me, but then again, I've never been the sharpest tool in the shed. It's nearly time for me to go on tour. I asked the two kids if they'd like to come with me, but they shook their heads. I once overheard them talking about their father and their mission. Sounds like their parents have other plans for them. I guess we'll be parting ways soon. It's only been 10 days since I first met them, but I think that I've gotten a feel for their personalities now.
10 days?
They're very tough, but also very cautious, and they trust no one but each other. This, I fear, is not a good habit to have. They hide things from me too. For example, when I asked them where they live and why they wanted to learn magic, they lied. That's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying to cover something up, it always shows somehow. I can sense that their lives have been hard, possibly even dangerous too. They're not like other children. It's a shame that I can't do more to help them. After thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how I see the world. It's full of lies and falsehoods, and that is why we must find our own truth. P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. Children are so opinionated nowadays. Will it do them more harm than good for someone they've only known 10 days to lecture them like that? P.P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Children aren't interested in grand philosophies. It probably just went in one ear and out the other. I bet they've already forgotten every word I said. Oh, Caesar, Caesar. Just mind your own business next time.
Stop reading.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about Lyney and Lynette, don't you think? So did they meet Caesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Lyney!
Yeah, they most likely did.
Lyney?
Shh, hold that thought. As I expected, there's a lot of fishy things going on in this place.
Fishy? Uh-oh, what have you found?
All in good time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how a high-altitude escape is performed. First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended high in the air, and a short while later, the base automatically opens. At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box, but it looks real enough to grab the audience's attention, and they start wailing and screaming. Meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd, waits for a good moment to make their appearance and put on a hysterical performance. Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Very vivid description. Paimon can really picture it. And then what?
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished, as if everything that just happened was some sort of shared illusion. Of course, that's just how I think the process should work, theoretically speaking.
Theoretically speaking, what do you mean?
The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy.
I can only assume that he was knocked out and then put in there.
He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall. Not without a vision, at least. And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just based on what I could gather from his notes and the relevant gadgets here in his workshop.
So Caesar's famous high-altitude escape has never been done, huh? Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous, it's probably for the best that no one else tries to do it.
But it's not dangerous at all. It's meant to be a dummy. Which means someone knocked him out and put him in there.
Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then where does the real magician go? How does he get out?
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of said box. This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance, and it's not as simple as it looks. Inside, there's a device that only the magician himself would know about. Once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle. From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now no longer visible. At this point, the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of view. He then escapes through this trapdoor onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly returns to ground level.
Ah, which means the button was rigged.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined. Even Paimon could probably do it.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and reactions. That takes an exceptional degree of showmanship. There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the impression that there's no escape. Many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter of a mesmerizing magic trick. Caesar was a highly accomplished magician. But unfortunately, even he didn't manage to pull it off.
So, how did it go so wrong? You said you found some fishy stuff here. Have you figured out what really happened?
I can make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And sure enough, he always used his right hand as his dominant hand in public.
Okay. Nothing suspicious there.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here, which leads me to believe that Caesar was in fact left-handed.
Why would he pretend to be right-handed?
Because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so as to avoid arousing their suspicion. The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehoods become all the more difficult to mask. And so, Caesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires sacrifices. But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left.
Maybe someone exploited that fact against him.
Exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. He'd barely need to think about what he was doing because muscle memory would guide him through. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly, his heart skipped a beat. It wasn't there. Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on. Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two, until the bottom of the box gave way.
Okay, so he didn't have a safety rig for it.
With the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything. The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was due to his own error.
When in reality, someone switched the boxes, and they did it to murder him. But how would they be able to make the switch without being noticed? That That would be difficult to pull off, no?
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed, and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Someone who was always by his side. Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
You just couldn't let sleeping dogs lie, could you? There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. Silencing you the hard way just creates more problems for me to deal with.
I kill gods for a living. You're like a rat that I can stomp.
But I gave you your chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back off like the lady, but you disappoint me.
Your posse doesn't scare me.
You mean Gemma? So you are the one who's been threatening her!
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you people, you never even knew him, but for some reason you just wouldn't drop it. Which is why you can't leave this place alive. Take them out, and make it quick.
Do your worst!
Yeah, Yanni here can one-shot you.
Stay calm. And voila!
Posse's super. Uh-oh.
A round of applause!
You kids are tougher than you look.
Technically, he's the toughest I ever played.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now. I think it's high time you started talking. And what I'd really like to know is, why did you murder Caesar?
Because he wanted his wife.
If I had a Mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolized Caesar, everyone else did. But I was the real genius magician. Me! He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me!
So it was jealousy.
Jealousy. Hatred, more like. I hated Caesar. All he cared about was his magic. He lived and breathed it. He poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him, never bothering to think about Mora. What sort of fool devotes their life to the art of deception and never has a Mora to show for it? But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me a second look. All I ever heard was, "Oh, your master's amazing, isn't he?" Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me nothing more than the life I already had.
So why didn't you just leave, you idiot?
He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their Mora. There was nothing he hated more than that. And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me.
But you could have also went to Mondstadt or Leeway or something.
I had to kill him. There was no other way. He had to go.
You're stupid.
And this was your only motive?
It was reason enough. What other motive would I need?
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance, maybe you were in love with Gemma, but she was engaged to Caesar.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question. Are you the Phantom Weasel?
I am. Caesar was so strict with me. He insisted that his way was the right way, that the sole purpose of magic was to bring joy to the world. I never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
I heard that the Phantom Weasel stole from the rich and poor alike.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how much he was worth.
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second-rate loot? I've only ever targeted high-value items. I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft. It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the preposterous image they then dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
So that's the story, huh? Well, I hope you're ready to tell it all over again during your trial.
What choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves, and you've got me between your jaws. You've seen what's here, and my last-ditch effort to stop it getting out has failed. What else can I do? So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years, the likes of which Caesar could never give me. I wouldn't choose for things to end this way, but I regret nothing.
Very well. In that case, I'll contact the guards. Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo for me. I'll meet you just outside the workshop when I'm back.
Sure, that's wise. He is a magician.
At least I can finally stop looking over my shoulder now.
Guess I'm just leaving.
Lyney has told me the whole story. Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's crimes?
Look who's finally developed a conscience. What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it, because there'll be hell to pay.
Wow, you guys are very serious gods.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lyney? Should we start preparing for your show?
Let me think. Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first. With Lorenzo in custody, Gemma will no longer have to fear for her safety.
Good point! We should go tell Gemma the good news right away. It'll give her some peace of mind for sure.
Okay.
Ah, you're back. You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
Your third? Lynette, come on, we've talked about this. Everything in moderation. You're not gonna have any room left for dinner now.
It's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
Are you a robot?
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now, but try to eat a more balanced diet in the future.
Point taken.
Did everything go okay?
Of course! Lorenzo was no match for us. The guards are taking him into custody as we speak.
Gosh, that's amazing. I'm sorry, I still didn't know if I could trust you, but now it seems I can. I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but I...
It's okay, we understand. He did threaten you. Paimon would find it hard to trust strangers in your position too. But you don't need to be scared anymore. Everything's gonna be okay.
Sorry. Sorry. My emotions are all over the place right now. I've been waiting for this day to come for so long. I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious, but I had people watching me all the time, so I couldn't risk looking into it. I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me. and then no one would be left to visit Caesar's grave. So I never had the courage to speak out. Thank you all. Truly. Thank you so much.
At Lyney's suggestion, everyone goes to the cemetery to announce Lorenzo's arrest and hold a memorial for Caesar.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any signs that there were problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside, it looked like they got along great. And to think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was getting dragged through the mud. It's a travesty. At least his soul can finally rest in peace now, thanks to your efforts.
If only I'd realized before it was too late.
Don't blame yourself, Gemma. This isn't your fault.
Yeah, you still have the rest of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you spending it feeling guilty.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? It might raise your spirits.
I know what you're thinking, but wouldn't this be traumatizing?
This show will be a special one. We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
In Caesar's honor? Really? Thank you. I'll be there.
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show. Wait, Paimon feels like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, Caesar's diary! We never found out if the two kids Caesar taught magic to were Lyney and Lynette or not. Lyney changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get a chance to bring it up. Oh well, guess we'll just have to ask Lyney tomorrow evening.
I've spoken many choice words about Caesar over the years. I'm so ashamed of myself now. He was such a good man.
I can't believe Lorenzo was intimidating Gemma all this time.
Have you met Lorenzo before?
He comes around here sometimes. Not to clean Caesar's grave, though. He just stands off to the side and watches Gemma from a distance. She must have known, but she never asked him to leave. I wonder why that is.
It may take some time, but Caesar's reputation will be restored now that the real culprit has been captured. Looks like Gemma chose a good man after all.
Alright. Guess I'll go to the Opera House and switch the day. I'll get these while I'm at it. Oh wait, it was supposed to be tomorrow, wasn't it? Guess I'll keep running.
Paimon's excited to see another of Lyney's magic shows!
Not this time. My brother's going solo today. So, I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready because the show is about to begin. The great magician Lyney has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that no audience has ever seen before.
Wow! A new trick!
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
And he roused the audience with his skill.
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it's just... It reminds me of him.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician too.
Come on, get down.
So, how did you two first meet, Gemma?
Well, I was out on the street once, and I saw him performing for little children. Children love magic, because they're willing to believe in things that can't be rationally explained. Caesar had this amazing way of bringing them into a dreamlike world, and somehow, I felt drawn to him too. So, I went up and asked him to do a trick for me.
Aw, that sounds so romantic. What trick did he do?
It was with a flower. He took it in his hand, snapped his fingers, and it magically appeared on my head. I was so happy that day. No one had ever given me a flower before that.
Oh, that's so cute! Actually, now that you mention it, Lyney's done that one before.
Is that right? Then I suppose he's a romantic at heart, just like Caesar. So let's treasure the time we have with him. After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might be gone.
Don't be sad.
That's right. It's all over now. Paimon doesn't really know how to comfort you, but at the very least, no one's gonna be intimidating you from now on. You can breathe easy at last, right?
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy now. Phantom Weasel.
See? Even Lynette says... Wait, what?
Okay.
The Phantom Weasel? Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
No, Gemma's the Phantom Weasel.
What do you mean, Phantom Weasel?
As Lyney once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flawless performance for their audience. But once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. The spotlight is no place for someone with no more cards up their sleeve. It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act? I think it's time to put an end to it.
What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't like this riddle. Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going. Come on, say something!
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the performance so far. There will now be a brief intermission, after which Lyney will perform the most electrifying act of tonight's show. The one we've all been waiting for. The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so please make your way outside in a calm and orderly fashion.
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they? Don't worry, this place will be quiet soon. Let's talk somewhere else for now.
Okay, this is getting weird. Explain yourself, hag.
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood. This is a big mistake for a magician to make, but thankfully, I do have a backup plan. Now, who wants to hear a story?
Lyney? Don't we have more important things to address right now? Lynette accused Gemma of being the real Phantom Weasel a moment ago. Oh, what the heck's going on?
All in good time. Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the questions you want to ask. And as it happens, the story I'm about to tell might answer a few of them.
Really? Well then, let's hear it! Paimon's dying of curiosity here!
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. She never missed a target, never left a trace, and no treasure was safe from her thieving hands. But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever fewer. Every day, she ran the risk of being exposed for who she was. Of course, she could not simply take this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. She would create a scapegoat, a false weasel to close the chapter on her behalf.
So wait, why was Lorenzo blackmailing her then?
After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned magician, Caesar. After all, magic and theft shared enough similarities for people to buy the story when the truth came out.
So then what?
Being the master deceiver she was, the weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now, all that remained was to frame him for her countless crimes. But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all. At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him to fall to his death. Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all this, pulling the strings. But I just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale. What's brought this on, Lyney? Is it something that Lorenzo said?
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing at all. But I never believed that he was the weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too forthcoming with his confession, as if there was something else he was trying to hide.
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me, even without a shred of evidence?
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And I have no doubt that you, Gemma, are equally talented in this regard. With a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose devotion to her betrothed is unshakable, even under threats of violence. Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but you? Everyone sympathized with your plight. Who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually the mastermind behind his demise? No, not that poor lady. Perish the thought.
Wait, so you mean the whole intimidation thing was just a hoax? Gemma and Lorenzo were both in on it? But why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out even at the end instead of admitting to being the weasel himself?
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Lyney, if you're so confident in your version of events, then I think the answer should be obvious. Having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if the weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved ones.
Okay, that's dumb. There's no guarantee for that.
An excellent answer, though sadly a little dull.
Exactly.
Is that right? Well, don't let me bore you. If you'd care to change the topic to something more interesting, I'd be much obliged.
As a matter of fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand. Why would the real weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we? If I had to guess, I would say that the real weasel must have had a terrible childhood. Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. Betrayed, scorned, beaten. She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd sew ugly ragdolls from whatever scrap material she could get her hands on. This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed, and she was content. Until the world decided that even this was too good for her. Once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape. At that tender age, she should have been happy. Instead, she stood in the shadows and watched with envy as all good things in the world passed her by. This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. Her pain became a breeding ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts which festered and grew into a twisted solution to her troubles. I detest the happiness of others, in all its forms alike. I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true. And it will fill the void in my soul.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
Now it all makes sense.
Does this story satisfy you, Lyney?
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
What was with the warning letter?
Huh. That's right. What drove you to write that letter, Gemma? What were you trying to achieve there? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light.
She didn't write the letter.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books by now. But it seems like someone still wasn't ready to let her finally be at peace. Lyney. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now? You were the one who posted that letter outside the Opera House. But why?
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever. Well, no need for me to be coy about it. Our goal was to clear Caesar's name. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves.
That's it? You had no other agenda?
Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
10 years ago? You mean Caesar's death? You met him? Wait. Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long, and you're all grown up now. I didn't recognize you. He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something? And you went to all this trouble. Why? Because you feel like you still owe him something?
We remember all our debts, however great or small. 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is anymore. But we did not forget, and so we came to find you.
And? What exactly did you take from me? I'm still standing, as you can see. Lorenzo has admitted to everything. I'm free.
Free? Do you really think so? Caesar once told me that even though the world is filled with lies and falsehoods, we must find our own truth. I think that applies to you too. Truth can take many forms. Prized possessions with nostalgic value, fervent hopes and dreams, and irreplaceable people. Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Perhaps that's because you found something other than a life of crime to fill the hole? Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master, played along with your act, and took pains to make sure any suspicion would be directed towards him. But what did he have to gain from all that? He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason that you haven't felt the compulsion to steal in all these years. You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you know, deep down, that he is the only truth you have in your life. But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you, you'll never see it again.
Damn, dude. So back then when you were crying for him. This is one messed up story.
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Your freedom will cost you dearly. From now on, you'll be all alone in a world full of lies and falsehoods. I do hope you'll be able to bear it. You've still got a long life ahead of you after all.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come for the amazing Lyney to perform his final act in tonight's show. I'm sure you're all wondering what he has planned for the grand finale. Well, wonder no more, for the answer is a death-defying high-altitude escape.
A high-altitude escape?
10 years ago, that trick that Caesar died attempting.
I'm sure you all remember the magician Caesar. This was the very trick that led to his fatal fall, after which he was dubbed the Phantom Weasel. But we have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused, and that the real Weasel has now confessed to their crimes.
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew. I've been practicing this one for ages now, but I'm still a little nervous.
Not worried that she might get revenge?
Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you alone are my true witnesses.
Lyney, wait. You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? Are you an open book? Or are you still the same as ever? You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day, you'll end up exactly where I am today. Maybe then you'll finally understand.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
So, what are we, doing now?
We go outside.
Like Lyney said, when you're ready, let's head outside and watch the show.
But what about Gemma?
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Lyney after the show, you know where he'll be. The usual haunt.
All right. Well, let's go and watch Lyney's finale then. This trick's a pretty dangerous one, but he should be able to pull it off, right?
Magicians are not like thieves. Thieves only tear things apart. But good-hearted magicians, they put things back together.
What is my truth? Sometimes I think I'm like a gambling addict. All I care about is winning, and it doesn't matter what's at stake. By the time I come to my senses, I'm left with nothing. Oh, if I had my time again.
Alright, time to go watch his finale.
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day, you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Lyney is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Lyney! Watch out!
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic-defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Okay, so he just vanishes in midair.
Did you see that? 1 minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious. I didn't blink once. He just vanished right in front of my eyes.
What a heart-stopping magic show. This was really worth the trip.
Hello, Charlotte.
Caesar's name has finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Lyney has fulfilled a wish on his behalf. Oh, I couldn't ask for a better grand finale. It will make a great headline for the Steambird tomorrow, even if I do say so myself.
Looks like everyone really loved Lyney's grand finale.
Even though they don't know the whole story.
Paimon doesn't see Lyney anywhere. Where'd he go? Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual hunt. But, where is that?
The cemetery?
Oh, you mean the one where Caesar's buried? Yeah, that's probably it. This whole magic show kinda seemed like Lyney's way of saying goodbye to Caesar. So it makes sense that that's where he'd be afterward. Alright, let's go look for him there.
So he just disappeared and never said, "Surprise, I'm over here." He just walked away. Okay.
Paimon was scared to death when the chain broke. Paimon was sure something had gone horribly wrong.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenterhooks. That's our job. So I tweaked Caesar's original setup a little to keep it fresh. I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought of falling, suddenly feeling weightless, seeing the sky and the ground spinning and spinning. Sometimes, I can't help but wonder what Caesar thought in those final moments. Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or did he believe that it was his own slip-up right until the end?
I can always get Hu Tao to bring out his ghost.
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's workshop. You learned magic from Caesar once, didn't you? When was that?
After I joined the House of the Hearth. To be honest, Lynette and I had an agenda when we approached him.
An agenda?
I told you about my past before, remember? As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers. I'd watch their tricks and try to figure out how they were done. But I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far. What I saw was the polished final performance, but the rigorous training they put in behind the scenes remained invisible to me. I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirection skills, and make niftier props. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves. But without proper guidance from a professional magician, we quickly plateaued.
So that's why you sought Caesar out?
Yes, we figured there was no harm in asking, but it took us by surprise that he was so willing to teach us. In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but he was very good to us. By contrast, we hid so many things from him. For instance, when he asked why I wanted to learn magic, I answered, "It's my passion." But in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by an aristocrat for our magic talent, then betrayed soon after, this was no longer about me doing what I loved. What amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as I was hesitating over whether to tell him the truth. Trust is a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'd forgotten how to trust by then.
Lyney.
I don't blame you, that wasn't your fault.
Still worried about the way I feel? You really are a gentle soul, aren't you? But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the house of the hearth, lies and selfishness have followed me and Lynette everywhere we go. After Caesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. The next we heard of him was that he'd fallen to his death, and was now declared to be the Phantom Weasel. That night, I remembered his smile. But as I lay there, I didn't know what to say to him. To keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and realize your life is like an empty auditorium after a show, full of seats once occupied by all the people who left. But I guess that's the price we have to pay. You only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma. Because I felt it for myself.
Don't be sad. We're in your auditorium now, and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, cheer up, Lyney. We've had to say our fair share of goodbyes during our journey, too. But whatever happens, Paimon always believes in what tomorrow brings. Delicious food, fun toys, and the traveler by my side. Paimon just needs to focus on things like this, and all the unhappy stuff goes right out the window. You know, Traveler, doesn't that kind of make you Paimon's truth?
Exactly. It's the same for me and Lynette. We are the truest thing each other has in the world, and nothing can replace that. Life has taken plenty from us, like it did from Gemma. But at least it left us with each other. That's what gave us the strength to get through the darkest days. That's why the darkness never consumed me, and why it never will. Maybe we live in the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of light that shines through. All right, time to lighten this conversation up a little. What did you think of the show tonight? Were you happy with it?
It was amazing! Paimon just wishes we hadn't been so distracted with the Gemma situation. We spent most of our time in the Opera House just talking and pretty much missed the entire first half of the show. Lyney, could you do just one more trick for us?
Whoa, that's a bit of a tall order, I'm afraid. The show's just finished, so my sleeves are decidedly card-free right now.
Aw, come on! Surely you can think of something. The Lyney Paimon knows can do anything if he puts his mind to it.
Oh, all right then. I'll give it a go, but only because it's you. Watch closely. I have a flower in my hand.
You liar! There's nothing in your hand! We ain't going along with this!
Huh? My goodness, you're right. But I could have sworn I brought one here with me. Okay, try this. Count down with me. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1!
Now, have another look around. Maybe the flowers appeared somewhere else.
Really? Let's see.
God damn it.
Wow, there it is! Oh, this is a different flower from the last time, right? This one's called, oh yeah, a rainbow rose. But more importantly, Paimon has to know how the trick is done. Please, Lyney, pretty please!
Well, if you want to learn magic, you'll have to start by addressing me as teacher.
Fine. Please, teacher, please!
Since you asked so nicely, I'll share one little tip with you. Namely, the student of magic cannot solely rely on others being prepared to reveal their secrets. You have to observe, think, and find the answers for yourself.
Is that it?
Ah, look at the time. We shouldn't linger here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I bid you both good night. I look forward to seeing you again.
Alright, fine. See ya! Shall we head back now too? Paimon can't wait to read the Steambird tomorrow. Paimon bets Lyney and Caesar will be plastered all over it. Let's head to the Steambird's offices tomorrow morning and see what we can find out.
Alright. Thought I would have been done by now, but looks like it keeps going. Steambird's over here, I think. Wait, so the quest is being blocked off. Alright, I guess we can do this quickly. Truly spectacular weather today, no? Yes, truly. If only the weather was this cooperative every workday, I should be quite merry indeed. And speaking of work, my dear, are you here to interview for the troubleshooter position advertised in our Tales of Humanity section, are you not? Troubleshooter? Yes, I know. The name troubleshooter is simply too gauche and unbecoming of the standards of the publication such as ours. Yes, it even has substantial room for growth when it comes to coining new words. Putting that aside for the moment, would you like to know how I was able to correctly ascertain that you are here for the job, and not seeking to ask for help in our Tales of Humanity section? Observation. Every citizen who comes to the Seabird seeking help appears anxious and jittery, but your steps are relaxed, your expression calm. Those who are fortunate are all the same, and those who fall victim of misfortune all have their own woes. But you needn't worry. Those who seek assistance from others via Tales of Humanity haven't run into any serious trouble, so it shouldn't be hard to handle. Have a look at this batch of commissions. Okay, this is reputation. All you need to do is find some time every week to read through the submissions to Tales of Humanity, pick out a few commissions you like to handle, and come find me to collect your payment. Some commissions are so drop-dead simple that you wouldn't believe it, but you shouldn't underestimate the value of your work. Whereas the problems in the submissions may appear to be easy and insignificant, but for the readers submitting their problems, they are like a splinter under the fingernails, impossible to remove or ignore. If we can help them extract these splinters, then in addition to the monetary rewards, you will also receive the respect and gratitude of the people, and your reputation among the citizenry will increase over time. When that happens, I will give you a more complicated and important job. Help everyone to achieve happiness in the lighthouse illuminating humanity. Such is the calling of our paper. Such is the feelings and aspirations of every publisher. No leave for an interview? Interview was complete before you even arrived. Don't be surprised, I had my ways. If I couldn't even manage that, how would I manage a newspaper? Oh, I told you everything that you need to know about this job. As for whether or not you want to take it, that's up to you. Think it over. Okay. Hello, Charlotte. And
I'm very sorry, Charlotte, but my sister and I are quite busy today. I'm afraid we'll have to decline this interview.
Oh, please, Lyney, I'll only take a moment of your time, if you would be so kind.
Huh? What's happening here?
I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, and it was going to go to print this morning, but just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancée, Gemma, had contacted the guards and confessed to having been the real Phantom Weasel all along.
That was quick.
Too late, bro. That was quick, you say? It sounds like I've got some catching up to do. Please, fill me in.
Whoops.
Aha! My instincts did not lead me astray. You do have something to hide. Gemma turning herself in must have something to do with Lyney's performance last night.
Maybe watching my high-altitude escape trick reminded her of a better time with Caesar, and she could no longer ignore the voice of her conscience.
Huh. Okay then. Wait, no, there must be more to it. If that's all it took for her to have a change of heart, how did it take her 10 whole years?
She's cold-hearted bitch.
Well...
Charlotte's journalistic spirit is burning red. We're going to have to distract her somehow.
Oh, I remember now. You and Gemma were nowhere to be found after the show. What happened between you? Quickfire question. Where did you all go after the show?
Oh, we went to the cemetery and Lyney did a private magic trick just for us. Actually, glad you mentioned it, because that reminds Paimon. Guess what? Lyney started using rainbow roses in his tricks.
Paimon, shut up.
What? I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself. Is this supposed to mean that they're more important to you than your own sister?
No, I just...
What now? Oh, did Paimon say something wrong again?
You sure did, Paimon.
This is getting pretty awkward. What do we do, Traveler?
We walk away.
Seems like this interview wasn't meant to be. Well, never mind. There's always next time. Forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting to be found, I can't turn away. The news about Gemma has already made waves, and I'll stop at nothing to get to the bottom of it all. Apparently, one of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo one last time. There's clearly a web of complicated relationships there. Can't blame me for being curious. All right, I guess I'll leave you to continue the rest of your conversation in peace. Bye for now.
Bye, Charlotte.
Lynette? Paimon didn't mean to...
Don't worry, I wasn't angry. I was just trying to distract her.
Oh, really? Oh, thank goodness. You scared Paimon there.
Phew. You and me both, Paimon. You and me both. At least it did the job, right?
Please, take good care of that rainbow rose. I'd be really upset if you lost it.
Don't worry, for you, anything. Well, that took a long time, but we managed to finish the story. Now all that's left to do is the event. The Toy War. Shots fired. Oh yeah, and the dailies. Can't forget the dailies. No, in fact, let's do the dailies first. As I know, I'm missing 2. Ages in the Water and Swift Slayer. Okay, I'll have to explore a bit. Well, let's go do that real quick. Damn. You're welcome. Up on the chest. hydro thing here. I need to find this other block. It's gonna be up here. Oh, hydro thing's up there. What the? You're doing a battle-lette?
To ashes!
Guess I am.
Time to go.
Huh, where have you been hiding?
Hmm. Well, that was easy.
Nice. I'm starting to lose count.
That's right, the other block was here. Wow, that's some bad aim. Alright, let's keep going. Oh wait, something's here. Okay, something else here. It looks like I might need the turtle. The turtle around here? Ow. Don't really see a turtle anywhere. Okay, so no chest. Oh. I just need a turtle, I think. Maybe one around here. Well, that was easier than I thought. Oh, I can already enter. Xanmoas? Look over there. Looks like someone left some notes. During the observation of maritime creatures, a bubble blast pup was rescued from the Ray-style clockwork mecha that lost control. Basic biology tests were conducted. Turned out it was much weaker than regular bubble beasts. If it would return to its original habitat, the estimated chance of survival would be no more than 3%. A conclusion has been made. The bubble beast must be kept and taken care of in the observatory station. If it can grow up healthy, its estimated chance of survival would be increased to approximately 70%. After giving it some thought, I decided to name it Berry Puff. Though it doesn't resemble berries in any way, it just looked very happy when I gave it one, so Berry Puff it is. Research funds has been withdrawn by the supervisor, who said that the funds will be repurposed for something like an innovative circuit design using clockwork mecha to simulate the rock paper scissors game and its psychological impact. Even such nonsense can be approved. What are these people thinking about? I should have gone to Samaria and joined the Amorat there. These guys are just become mechanisms themselves if they care about those so much. I have no choice but to go back first, but if I can't find a way to take Berry Puff with me, it can't adapt to the environment on land. I'll have to leave it here. If my calculations correct, the rest of the food here will be enough to last Berry Puff and allow it to grow up healthily. The handwriting looks pretty new. Paimon can't help wonder if the bubble beast in the notes is doing it right. So, shall we go in and take a look? I guess. Could it be what the notebook mentioned? It looks very depressed. Lub. This should be the berry puff that was mentioned in the notes. Poor thing looks pale and haggard. Did the engineer really believe the calculations were correct? The food has already run out. Maybe the Fontaine Research Institute blew up because it's full of people like this. Anyway, Xanmoas, let's give it some food. What do bubble beasts eat, though? If there's some fish, but this area should be teeming with fish. It could be that it's too weak to catch up to the fish, so let's try feeding it the stuff we got instead, shall we? I guess. That was little bubble beast gaze at you with vigilance, though it has no more strength to run away. Bubble beast sniffs at the food in your hand tentatively while gazing at you warily. It does not sense malice intent from you and cautiously takes a bite. Though it was slightly hesitant at first, it quickly became ravenous, wolfing down all the food you handed to it. Seems like it's been starving for quite some time. After a while, the bubble beast regains its stamina and barks twice at you before clapping its belly, seemingly its way of offering thanks to a stranger. Blub blub. It looks very happy. It's not scared of us anymore. Yes, eat your husk content, then you will cover. Although Paimon doesn't think we should leave it alone. Xanmoas, how about we come back and check on the bubble beast every now and then? Yeah, sure, why not? Yep. Expect the bubble beast to somersault, feed the bubble beast. Alright. Yeah, I think it did an order thing. Got it wrong. Right. Now we swim up. There's one big chasm. We'll do it another time. I will do this. Huh. Okay. Guess I better climb up. Come on, stamina bar, go up, up, up. Dang, careful. Grab this one. And a chest.
Is this an answer from this world?
Another archery one. Ah, dang it.
Wow, this is so lucky.
Another waypoint over there. May as well grab it.
Water jet!
Eyes on me!
Higher, higher, hands on fire! Follow me in the help! Fly!
Water jet! Wipe out! Water jet! Water jet!
Easy. I guess I better go hand this in. And then move on to the event.
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
Okay. This is so annoying. Yes, very annoying. Doesn't it? Doesn't this just mean that Lady Farina will sit at the judges' table? Exactly. Sit at the judges' table? What does that mean? Oh my, we have guests. Judging from your clothes, you must be outlanders, yes? In that case, it's quite expected that you might not understand our local lingo. Allow me to put it this way. Who should sit at the judges' table? The justices, of course. And who is our Chief Justice? Monsieur Neuvillette, naturally. Oh my, well then, why is our dear Hydro Archon sitting in Monsieur Neuvillette's chair? Come now, tell me, what would the poor people being judged think of that? If it were me, I would feel cheated. Our Hydro Archon knows nothing about being a judge. Well, it does look like they wouldn't be getting what was advertised. Exactly. Trials are not as advertised, precisely as you say. Huh, so does that mean what Paimon thought it did? Wait just a second. Are you sure it's okay for you to make fun of your god like that? Oh, of course. Our Archon loves such jokes. Why, if these words reached her ears, she would tie me to a stone and have me hurled into a deep lake, watching enthusiastically from the sidelines the entire time. But, dear guests, do not grieve yet, for our good Archon is ever so flighty with his words. Arbon is ever so flighty with his words, that even a milestone could not sink him. And that Archon would say, "Ah, it's a miracle, such a romantic ending," while applauding most loudly. In fact, she might even shed a tear too. Aye, and she might even bestow upon me the Model of Romantic Fontaine medal. Oh yes, most romantic. Is that what Fontaine's considered romantic? I'm not sure what to say here. In any case, let's get to business. Might I ask why you come to our humble store? Speaking of which, Arbon, don't you think our two guests could look like the famous adventurers the boss told us about previously? Huh? Quite so. One with hair like brandished gold and the other like shining silver. Oh, right. Might you two be Mr. Xanmoas and Miss Paimon? You know us? The boss was asking around at the Ventures Guild about adventurers active in Fontaine, and ended up being told about the two of you. Word is that you're pretty a formidable team. Mrs. Xanmoas, looks like we're getting more famous by the day. Thanks to me, huh? So thanks to you, Miss Paimon. Hehehe, haven't you been growing a silver tongue lately? Alright then. For that, Paimon shall always share her fortune with you. Well then, what would your boss like from us? Well, unfortunately, he's not in store right now, so allow us to tell you instead. Just a few words, not to worry. To be brief, our boss would like you to help collecting data for his Champion Duelist plan. Champion's Duelist plan? It is a plan to use Champion Duelists as the main characters, the development centerpiece, and at the focus of our advertising for a new line of clockwork toys. Oh right, that's our business by the way, clockwork toys. Also, have the two of you ever heard of Champion Duelists? I have, don't worry, continue. Our boss believes this is an excellent cultural institution of Fontaine, as such toys of this kind may yet sell very well indeed. And if they do get popular outside the country, we could always also win honor for our nation. Two birds with one stone, I say. I can see Lady Farina herself pinning medals to our chest. Okay, so that's the situation, huh? But if you're making toy champion tours, what do you need us adventurers for? Well, you can't develop anything but data, and the strength of the champion duelist is owned in all manners of perilous places. Getting data on them isn't easy. But when we heard that there's more impressive adventures to do simple things, we thought, why not get adventurers to help us instead? Paimon gonna guess it now. You're gonna use adventurers to get the data that you need for your line of toy champion duels, is that it? That's false advertising. It's no different from Lady Farina saying at the judge's table. Well, now, it's not quite that serious. It's more like replacing a woman-time flower with a mallow tree. Oh, you know, a wooden pillow with a stone one. That doesn't mean more or less the same thing. That's what you two were talking about from the start, you know, and we heard it all. Oh, that. We were talking about Lepulette Hologiri, the watchmaker next door. They're way worse than we are, trust me. They call themselves a watchmaker, but they make toys on the slide. Now that's just completely absurd, isn't it? Indeed, tell me so. A watchmaker that sells toys? Exactly, and is that not reprehensible? Reprehensible? Come, tell me, what do you like most in the world? What Paimon likes most? Well, it's her best buddy Xanmoas, of course. In that case, if there was a Xanmoas puppet store somewhere that you traveled from far to see, only to find that it did not sell Xanmoas puppets at all, but instead stocked nothing but a ton of Arbon puppets, would you not be angered by this betrayal of expectations? Would you not cry and scream? Would you not send your boss to the store flying with a single punch to deny either what you purchased or your dear companion? Why, I'll be furious. I'll punch the store owner right straight into the cell of the fortress of Melopede. Seriously, who buy Arbon puppets anyways? Well, now that you say so, it would be kind of annoying. What do we do, Xanmoas? It would be terrible if puppets of you were to go on the stock. Paimon's a red herring. Don't get distracted. Huh? And they almost got Paimon there too. Oh, come now. We're just making analogies. And you know what they say. There's no such thing as a perfect analogy. And, well, the things we describe do happen after all. So, will you not bear conscious melodies? You? Precisely, and such things will only increase in frequency until a day comes when watchmakers stop making watches altogether. But we shall not forgive them. Oh no. Unless they change their name to Lepulette Toy Makers. And there you both go again. You really love spouting nonsense, don't you? The more you talk, the further off topic we get. So let's just have it now. What do you need us to do? Well, actually, we do have one request to make before that. Can you two go to Lepulette Holology next door and do a little investigation there? Watchmaking is the main trade, but the latest toys have become so popular they're stealing our customers. We heard that the store owner gained inspiration for those toys in Mondstadt, I'm curious what they might be. Well, you know, it might be some alchemy-powered toy that gives off a scent 4 times as sweet as sunsetters, which they use to ensnare people. Well, I heard that there's an alchemist in Mondstadt who can do that anyway. A quadruple sweetness sunsetter? Wouldn't that be? As such, would you please help us check it out, dear guests? Our boss is quite concerned about this matter, and why won't you go yourselves? Oh, come now, dear guests. We have reputations to maintain as businessmen. We can't just walk over there willy-nilly. Exactly. It's for the sake of our reputation, and it's one reputation, not one's all. For my part, I must go tell our boss of your arrival, so please lend us your aid in this matter. To be honest, I must be curious. What would toys that take inspiration from Mondstadt look like? Would they really have something to do with alchemy? Let's go and have a look, shall we? Oh, thank you so much. We shall wait for news from you here. Oh man, that's a long talk. Or maybe I'm just getting dehydrated. Oh, there's a ton of people here. Looks like there's something. Hello, dear customers. I'm Kanan, the owner of the shop. What can I do for you? Hey there, boss. We heard that you came up with an awesome toy, and we would like to know more about it. Aha, of course you can. Still, my older brother sent you here to seek out information, didn't he? Yeah, your brother? Wait, actually, how did you know what we're here for? Oh, just saw you walking out from the workshop, that's all. My brother owns that shop, and I know him. And what he'll do, this is right up his alley. Exposed before we even got started. You should prep more before coming over. How are we supposed to know that you're brothers? Now this isn't a matter of corporate competition, is it? It's brother against brother. Paimon, mind your language, please. Sorry, boss. Paimon's brain gears got stuck there for a minute. Don't worry, even the best made toys I have proponents that will get stuck at some point. It's the same with people. You just need to take good care of them. Besides, I don't think you're wrong about my brother sees our relationship. Regardless, I won't take up more of your time than needed. Let me talk about these toys instead. Are you sure that's okay? We're supposed to be secret. We have intel. Such interesting things you say, dear customers. Our store's real bread and butter is clocks, which we make using techniques handed down from generation to generation. Toys are just my personal hobby, to bring happiness to people. So if I let more people know about them, is that not the same as spreading happiness? Oh, that's such a nice way of thinking about things. Aha, my brother would probably say that this line of thinking is too unadventurous. But aside that, why don't you have a look at the toy? I'm sure you'll like it. I heard that you got your inspiration from Mondstadt. Indeed, I liked the place since I was little, and when I went there recently, it was indeed a rewarding experience for me. I incorporated the story of an adventurer I met there into the toy, but don't set your expectations too high, alright? In the end, it's just a simple clockwork device. An adventurer, so it's not a product of alchemy then. Alchemic toy? That sounds interesting, but this adventurer made quite the impression. If there's time, I will tell you his story. Would you like to try out the toy out? Try out the toy now? There's nothing quite like experiencing it for yourself. I'd love to, but we're waiting for a reply on the other end. We should get there first. Xanmoas said then come right back. Paimon really wants to try this adventure toy right away. Alright, remember, you're always welcome here. There's the boss. Livery. Boss, our 2 guests have returned. The 2 of you are quick indeed. As expected of people recommended by the Adventurers Guild, I'm Livery, the owner of the shop. Welcome. Hey there, boss. So you and Karen are brothers. We didn't know about that, and he saw us through us right away. Seriously, Aubrey? You didn't tell them something that's important? Seriously, Alban? Didn't we agree you tell him? If you're gonna cut anyone's salary, boss is his. Hey, are you 2 brothers too? What? Don't call this guy a brother. So what you mean to say is that the mission's a bust? You didn't find anything? Oh no, Colin's a very nice guy, and he didn't mind that. Even though he knew about us, he even told us that we could try the toy out anytime. Yeah, that guy. So is that toy alchemically powered? No, it's a adventurous toy. Those things are so corny. Didn't he say that he incorporated some adventurous story into it or something? That's right, how did you know? Did you already investigate the matter or something? I just know him all too well. He's always put something sentimental in his toys without caring about the market situation. If you ask me, adventure stories are long out of fashion. But his shop is very popular, isn't it? That's just ordinary market fluctuations. Once our champion duelist lineup takes the stage, we'll have him beat easily. But those aren't real champion duelists. The result of us out of fashion adventurers play acting. Ha! What do the two of you know? This is what we call packaging. It's standard practice on the market, and no one cares how exactly you do it. We're just going to get the data and put it into some popular toy prototypes and claim that it's a story about the growth of a champion duelist. And that will do the trick just fine. Really? That's it? My mind feels like there's definitely some problems this way. It's fine. If the story has issues, it's all about the gimmick. What would you think if I told you that Arbon and Ebury are in fact ultra-realistic, ultra-high quality puppets based on the theme of Double Act? What? The puppets? Can puppets look so real? Of course they can. That's the power of the Double Act. Tricks can seem very real indeed. See that? That's the power of packaging. Even a gimmick can, when presented the right way, generate interest. Oh, shuts the chick, you cheater. I couldn't be more different from your brother. Well, that's his problem for not staying in the clockwork lane. If he wants to stick his nose into the toy-making business, it's my duty as his older brother to show him what's what. Very dab hand, don't you? None more convincing than a merchant, I see. Thanks for the compliments. In that case, eyes up, you two. The data collection will be run by Arbon and Ebury. Well, we're just gonna turn a blind eye over your brotherly conflict. Just don't skip on our payments. And looks like this is the event. Okay, I see 4 things. Receive a special commission. Okay. Dance, tabletop adventurer. Okay. I need to do a World of Crest. I've already done them all. Have you heard? Almond's been doing much better recently. He still gets nervous when there's too many people, but he can at least express what he means. Well, he better be. How will he become a comedian if he stutters in front of people? Almond? The staff member at L'Opérette Hollangerie. You haven't seen him? He's from the same village as us, and he wants us to act in comedies. Unfortunately, he has a terrible stutter. They say that it's a long-term effect of him having fallen from the audience seats and hitting his head in the comedy show. I really liked that comedy show, too. I recall that it was called Judgment, but nowadays, I feel like I can't really enjoy it. I mean, the kid who wanted to become a comic actor was judged doing a comedy during Judgment, and his sentence was to never come one. Oh, Amen. What sin did he commit, and who was his judge? Who can say? Wait, what? Are you so eager to work already? If you don't mind me saying so, I do think that this plan won't go anywhere. Might as well go over to the Pret Hollangerie and have some fun, eh? Well, is that your honesty coming out to play? Shh. Pipe down now. Pipe down. If someone hears us, they might take me for a hostile spy. Let's do this topic at that, shall we? I mean, I just work here, so let's talk work. Let me say first that this data collection project will be divided into 2 parts. One would be run by Arbon and the other by me. On my side, we wish to model the might of the champion duelists, and so we need you to complete some feats of combat prowess. We have found some places where monsters are often gathered and planted data collection devices in the vicinity, so we need you to go forth and clear those creatures out. I've already marked the exact locations on the map. As for any other things of note, they have already written into this manual here, which you can pursue at your leisure. So, do you have any questions? Well, in that case, I hope the data collecting session goes like clockwork. Okay. And where is this? Oh, okay. Okay, I got that waypoint. Hello, you two. My name is Amun. Seem kind of nervous. Sorry, I get like this when there's too many people around. No worries. You don't have to rush. We're just here to try out the toy. Sure. I've prepared a handbook for you. Oh, that's so nice for you, Armin, and we'll read it carefully for sure. It's alright if you don't want to read it. It's simple and for fun. Do you want to try? I hope you enjoy yourselves. During the challenge, control the toy adventurer, follow the music beats, and attack at the right moments to hit the toys lining both sides of the track. Before the challenge starts, adjust your attack delay to optimize your toy's reaction precision. When suitable attacks toy perimeters, you'll be able to hit toys to the rhythm more easily and on certain notes. Okay. Let's begin. I should be fine. It's not too bad. Actually pretty simple. Exit. That was pretty easy. Next one's not for 4 hours. Now apparently this one's way to a world crest. Okay. I think I'll leave it till later. Maybe another stream. Because I'm getting tired. Wait, you can buy Primo Gems? Okay. Need 2,400 to go Occam. Before I end the stream, let's do roulette and see what happens. Junk. Oh, red. Ooh, I got C2 now. Junk. Junk. Yeah, that's it. Alright. Let's just get a constellation in. Okay. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I'm going to end it for today. Please follow if you want to see more, and if you're feeling generous, please use the coffee donation on the bottom. Every support is appreciated.